So, Jason,
Tim,
I have a very simple piece of advice for anybody who is setting up a route. This could be a public route. This could be for your own private CA, something that I think everybody should think about and most people don't. You ready? Look at a calendar. So we have seen, as a public CA, we have seen our own routes and others. We've seen them expire on weekends.
Yep.
We've seen them expire on national holidays.
Right.
We have an upcoming route expiration that's still years off that will expire on December 31st.
Oh,
no. And here's the thing, like how it is done so often is someone says, how long do you want this route to be good for? And someone goes, 10 years. And they just change the date to today in 10 years. But the fact that it's a Thursday now while I'm doing it doesn't mean that it will be a Thursday when it expires, because the calendar days of the week do not sync up to calendar years, right? And the thing is, it's so very easily solved. Like if you say, I want this to be a 10-year route or a 5-year route or a 7-year route, there's no material reason why it has to be exactly 7 years. If it's 7 years and 3 days, that's not a problem. Or even if it is, you got a hard limit, it can't be more than 7 years, then you just bring it back 5 days. And it's absolutely not a problem. And it's also not a problem in terms of the utility you're getting, right? If I say, look, I need to be able to use this for 7 years. Okay. If you use this for 6 years, 51 weeks, and 4 days, you're getting the same utility. So what do you think?
look at a calendar.
Look at a calendar. Right?
No, you're so right.
Yeah.
There's certain kinds of expiry dates that you don't think about it till you gets close.
Yeah.
And then you go head slap. Uh-oh.
And then here's an important point. Route expirations are absolutely inflexible. There are a lot of other things. There's a regulation change, and if it's a really problem, like let's say there was a CA browser forum change, and this has happened where, you look at it and it turns out, you know what, we picked a bad date, and that's why we picked a bad date. We can make a ballot and we can move that date, right? Or we as a CA could say, that's an unfortunate date, so I'm going to enforce it early. And I'm going to pick a date that's not so bad, and that's when I'm going to deploy my code. We do that all the time at Sectigo. We're like, this requirement hits on a Sunday, and we're not doing it on a Sunday, so we do it early, right? Those things are in your control, but route expirations in particular, once it is created, and for that matter, certificate expirations, once they are created, that's it. And if you've got something long-lived that's extremely important that you're going to depend on, and at creation time, you can choose when it expires, and it's whenever you want. Just take a few seconds and a few brain cycles, look at a calendar, decide when you really want it to expire, and set it there.
Look at a calendar.
Look at a calendar.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tim. Timing and time is something that you and I have repeatedly talked about on this podcast.
Yeah.
And that's one of the critical timings to try to figure out. And, I think as people start to stand up more and more bespoke, small, lightweight, private certificate authorities, those are some determinations that have to be made.
Yeah.
And it's part of your configuration. And I look at a calendar.
Look at a calendar. And it's possible. So unforeseen circumstances occur, right? So it's absolutely possible that 7 years ago when someone set this date, they did not realize that 7 years later, the following event would be occurring because that event was scheduled after, right? That is out of your control. That is bad luck. And I'm sorry. And that sucks, but that's bad luck. But we know that Sunday is going to occur. And we know when it's going to be Memorial Day, and we know when it's going to be Thanksgiving. These things we know.
Yeah, you don't even need ChatGPT to know what day a Sunday will be on in 10 years from now.
So at least avoiding Sundays and avoiding New Year's Eve
Yes.
is absolutely doable. And at minimum, do that. And then if you get super unlucky because it turns out that, the coronation is happening on the same day and everyone's getting the day off work or something, you can't predict that.
Right.
But the things we can predict, let's predict them.
Calendars are predictable.
Yes. All right. So look at a calendar.
Thanks, Tim.